special person, a feeling deep in your soul says you were half, now you're whole. No more hunger and thirst, but first be a person who needs people. Like a rose under the April snow, and I was always certain love would grow. Love, ageless and evergreen, seldom seen by two. Not a first, every day a beginning. Spirits rise and their dance is unrehearsed. They warm and excite us, 'cause we have the brightest love. Two lights that shine as one, morning glory and midnight sun. Time we've learned to sail above. Time won't change the meaning of one love, ageless and ever. Some room, you people up there on top of the world. I'll meet you, I swear, I'm staking my claim. Remember my name, you're gonna hear from me. Fortune smile.
Dawn, where's the snooze button?
Freddie, it's time to get up. We got a show to do. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Hang tight, guys. We're pressing the snooze one more time.
And it's time to do a show.
Morning time, snooze button.
Good morning, South Florida, and welcome to the breakfast at the Brooklyn Cafe TV.
Take a deep breath and a good whiff of that coffee brewing. Grab yourself some toast, a donut, or any breakfast. As Dawn and Freddie get you up and ready for the rest of your day.
So I grabbed myself and called 888-994-4995 to share a tip of the day,
Or just to say good morning.
so get ready for the time of your life.
Shake off your sleepies, buckle up, because it's
Showtime.
showtime.
Welcome to the morning show, and you should not be speaking to Alana behind her back when she has her headphones on. What are you talking about? Welcome to all our friends. I see we have a jar of blue balls here. Very nice. Nicely done. I see we have a duck.
Thanks to Jess.
We're entering the new year with wedding bells.
Wedding bells.
I hear the
Ding.
slick is getting married.
You're ringing in the new year.
Ringing in the new year.
Yeah, not so much. I hear the slick is going to be having a New Year's resolution, and we should be pouring a cup of yaba.
Java. We actually talked to Slick yesterday about getting married, and we realized that he probably shouldn't. Would you like some more? I refill.
I think that Slick should never get married. As a matter of fact, I think Slick should should live in a. What are you
This kid
doing?
is hot.
Should be. You're strange. Should be living in a cave because all of humanity would be deathly afraid of the Slickster.
We were talking yesterday about how I almost think you're right about marriage.
I am right.
Oh, I can't say you're 100% right, but I'm watching the situations unfold before my eyes, and I'm like, it's like he's just going to pick a random person to get married, and I'm thinking he shouldn't.
Yeah.
He should because.
So all next year, 365 games, I'll be trying to see if I can find the one.
Listen, do you remember the old saying, marry ugly?
Oh my God.
Remember that saying?
No, you're going to make me spit out my coffee.
Say,
No, I don't remember
marry
that.
ugly, because if she leaves, who cares?
That's horrible.
true
What's wrong
story.
with you?
I was told that by many people.
Mental warfare.
Mental warfare.
Psychological warfare.
Today is a lot of mental warfare. Listen,
think
I
so.
went to a wedding yesterday.
Yeah, we know.
I gotta tell you something. Weddings have changed that you don't recognize them anymore.
Did they get married?
I don't know. I gotta be honest, I don't know. So everything's outside because of the virus. They want to keep everything outside. The pictures are outside. You get a little champagne
Was
outside.
the reception outside?
Hold on, let me get there.
Oh, okay.
So you go and they have the wedding. So naturally, I sat on the outside away from everybody. I gave my back to Linda because she, when you're fighting this mental warfare, you gotta. Nobody
warfare,
is on
yeah.
your team. So I'm watching the wedding. I got footage of when they walked in. And then the priest, who I thought was just another dude, because he had this guayabera thing going on, is the priest that replaced the priest for Val and Freddie's wedding because he died. I didn't know that. I didn't even know what they're doing in that St. Andrew's church, but whatever. He goes in there, he does whatever. They do their nuptials, their rituals, whatever that thing is.
Nuptials, yeah.
Nuptials. And he is a comedian, this guy. He's funny. He says, I never knew that getting married was taking my life in my own hands. She makes me get on these lines in South America, and I'm screaming like a woman. So on and on and on. His speech was phenomenally funny. She was okay too. Then he gets up and he goes, oh, wait a minute. This is all live.
This is the priest or the groom?
The priest.
Okay.
Let me get out the way. And he's trying to maneuver his way to the side because they want to take pictures, I guess, when he says, I now pronounce you man and wife. Right? He goes, welcome, Mr. and Mrs. whatever his last name was. That's it.
Oh.
So everybody's looking around.
Waiting for the next line?
Where's the, I now pronounce you man and wife? Never happened. So are they really married? Because by the power invested in me by the state of Florida and Crazy Dukakis or DeSantos, whatever his name is, I now pronounce you man and wife. Never happened.
He didn't say any of that.
He never said that. But apparently they got married because he did this Fred Astaire move where he tucked her down this way and her
And he
shoes
kissed her?
came flying off into the lake.
Nice.
Yeah.
As long as the paper was signed beforehand.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, and that yes, it was.
Exactly. That's all that matters, right?
Yes.
Because what I was told by my very romantic son that once you get your marriage certificate, your marriage license, you're officially married anyway.
But that's true. But that comes
so the
sometimes.
rest is just sort of.
But that comes a couple of days
Exactly.
before sometimes.
Right. So you're married once you get the marriage certificate.
So you know how they have wedding cake? The bride feeds the groom. Remember that? The groom feeds the bride. Remember that?
Yeah.
Never happened.
Really?
Because he is a donut maven.
Oh.
They had donuts.
Oh, that's cool.
They have
So-
a wall.
A donut wall?
They had a wall. No, they had a table.
They make a donut wall where you kind of like bob for donuts.
Yeah.
No, they're not doing none of that. They had it on a table, and you have to pick your donuts because, because of COVID, you can't. So they had these dipstick things. What they call those? Those tongs?
Tongs?
No,
Tongs?
it's tongs. Tongs.
Tongs
Tongue,
are the
tongue,
things
tongue.
that Painty Man will tell you about.
Tongs.
Thongs.
Thongs.
Undergarments.
So what is it called?
A tongue.
A tongue.
Tongue.
Excuse me, Mr.
yeah.
I know my future.
These are my children now. You should have seen me yesterday. I'm like Virgin Mary and all my children. Go ahead.
So you take and you put the
tongue.
tongue on your plate. So I get yelled at and smacked in the hand because I'm told not to touch the tongues
By whom?
by Linda because she says that's the way you can get sick. Meanwhile, there's 120 people around me in this room, and that's not the way I get sick. I get sick because I'm touching a bunch of tongues to get the donuts I wanted. So I had a donut. That was dessert. The dinner was a nice piece of steak with a shrimp on it and some jasmine, right? It was very nice. The dad danced with the bride. That stayed the same. Everything else was all changed. I guess COVID has changed weddings. So they take a lot of pictures now. They have the booth with the green. You had it at the bar mitzvah. We had the machine and it takes your picture that Chuck never got. So I got up and I walked out. Too many people.
I'm all in.
I wore an N95. I'm going to tell you something. An N95 is like sucking air through a straw. My ears were vibrating.
Yeah, wearing the mask all the time makes you a little bit claustrophobic.
But I got to tell you the funniest part.
Yeah.
So we're at the hotel. The window requires you mask-proof, the whole nine. And we took a bus, not a bus. It was a golf cart. It was an extended golf cart with a diesel motor in the back.
The smell?
That smelled like death, and it was backfiring. And then this woman, she had goggles. She was goggles paisano. She was going 85 in this golf cart and taking hairpin turns. Linda almost baited once, and she was taking me with her. I said, "Oh no, you going by yourself." Everybody got out. You should have seen all our faces. We were like,
So you had to park, you couldn't park on an island? Was it on an island?
no.
Then why couldn't you drive your car to the hotel?
That's a good question. I was told by the powers that be that there would be no parking. There wasn't a parking. There was 5,000 parkings. But they probably told you to take the thing because of drunk driving or drinking, or they make money for the little thing.
Did you pay the jitney?
I don't pay nobody. I told them, if you want to pay her. I can't believe that we took the jitney.
And then you got to take the jitney back?
Back.
How long a jitney ride?
4-minute ride turned into 15 minutes.
I would have told Chuck, get on the jitney and come back and get me on the car. I don't do diesel fuel either.
And then my suit is ruined because it's full of diesel
The smell.
smell.
Yeah. Not a thing. Not a fan.
I cannot believe this wedding. Then they had an after party. I heard at 10 o'clock. Now this
That's a
group
thing.
knows each other. So they were all over each other. I said, I got to get the hell out of here. I got to go. But it was less than an hour from here. It was like 50 minutes I got there.
Nice.
I got home before 9:30. I got home at 9.
You got home before we did, Slick.
Correct.
I should have gone to the radio
You
station.
should have gone to the radio station because you had us working overtime
I
last
didn't know
night.
why you guys were there so late. I would have sent out the videos.
Yeah, but we had to think like Freddie thinks.
Don't do that.
And that was a problem.
We did.
And then we went into the file location to see, we had to track it backwards. And
It's
then
a
we
mess.
found your spelling. It does need to be cleaned up, I must say. It's a whole nother thing we need to work on. A whole nother situation. You're going to leave us in charge. You need to give us all the pieces that work well.
Your spelling,
Your spelling.
do things.
Oh, this coming
He
from the
puts
guy.
Z's at the end of words.
This is coming from the guy who doesn't record shows.
I do.
No, you didn't.
99% is still like
99 is still less than 100.
We're thinking, all right, is it under Jordana? Is it Ready Set? Is it
Ready
the
Set
Ready
doesn't
Set?
go in a folder because
We know that it's Go Beyond.
because go beyond, but because you have to change the filming part, the name, and it has to be done a certain way. And I just hate doing it because I do it wrong all the time, so they end up on the deck. Of
Oh, is that
of
where
the
they were?
downloads, Of the downloads.
Anyway, we found it. It was very nice. Slick and Val did a show last night. They ended up interviewing me halfway through the show.
I couldn't hear
You
the
missed
show
it?
because there was too much noise. What was it about?
It was about
You should listen to it.
Got my notes.
He started
So
talking
he
about
puts his
music.
phone down and he's
I started talking about like the two biggest headlines of this year, which is Daft Punk. Daft Punk breaking up.
again. We'll go back to this.
Yeah.
That punk.
Yeah,
And
Daft Punk.
Val's like, I don't know who Daft Punk
Yeah,
is.
she doesn't. So I had to brush her into Daft Punk.
Yep.
And we talked about He's All That. There's this one.
He's all that as a group.
No, it's a show by this, like, they hired this TikToker, and I was giving her, like, I was telling Val, like, if you, like, she doesn't have no acting training, but she's the
Who,
lead
Val?
role. No, not Val. This person named Addison Rae, she doesn't have no acting training. They just saw her on Twitter and say, hey, you'll be good for this Netflix series titled He's All That.
Social media influencer got plucked into fame.
Yeah. So she didn't even have no acting training. So I just asked Val, like, or I can ask you, like, how do you feel if you've been working hard for a position, like if you were an actor
And
lead for a mob movie,
yeah.
and you get undercutted by like
Look, I like Steve-O.
Or yeah, like I like Steve-O. Like
You know,
somebody
they
with
see
confidence.
his garage situation. And they're like, oh, we like the way this guy looks on social media. He gets the job.
Okay. So what's
How
the
would you
problem?
feel?
I don't
How
know.
would you feel?
I-
You've been working for it.
So what? You're not entitled to anything. Work
Never said
is
you
part of work.
were. True.
What are you're gonna be upset that you didn't get it?
But she was never aiming to be a part of He's All That, the series at all.
But she got it. Look at the girl from West Side Story. Oh, by the way, my son doesn't know what West Side Story. What is that? What are you talking about? He doesn't know one or two. I says, you know, Freddie, you are
Just sound.
mentally deficient. So they got to tell you.
How's that even thing? And then he ended up interviewing me halfway through the show.
Because we were talking about business and business resolutions and how.
So what's your business resolution?
We were talking about that and what they want to see going forward into the new
What do
year.
you want to see?
Me?
Yeah.
I'll say more being cumulative for like the interns. So I was thinking,
Cumulative.
as in like
That's a $3 word. What does that mean?
$3. Just I'll say more.
That's a
Like
saying.
that.
Scrabble.
That's a saying.
Scrabble.
$3 word. What does it mean?
The whole is greater
What?
than
Why?
the sum
What
of the
is
parts.
this?
He
Use
wanted a
Siri,
whole
what does
situation.
cumulative mean? But I was.
So he ends up interviewing
No.
me, and then
Yeah.
we started talking about business and Amp Media.
So you're going to cumulative the.
No,
I
and-
was just
Producers?
talking about like bringing in the interns more. So like if they would want to do a show or if they want to.
But we ask you to do that and nobody does it.
No, as in like.
that we should really
like, as
push
in,
them.
You know how the
2020
podcast,
to
you
do
know
it
how
together.
The 2020 podcast was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
It's
about
not
the Slick
same
Speaks podcast video dilemma? That
I thought I was gonna see a new episode on Tuesday.
yeah. What happened to that one? Oh, I'm sorry. You said Tuesday. I said 6 months ago.
And then Val said, small talk needs to be
Let's send us some
resurrected.
biz.
Small talk.
Really? Really? Are you serious? This is what you guys talked about?
So we talked about what they
we
want to
talked
do.
about what can we do better as business?
They asked me, we should ask
business
you
producers?
what it's like to be a business owner of our business.
Put up Madden, and I'll explain.
Wow.
I'm going to explain to you.
And that's what we talked about.
I'm going to explain to you my feeling.
And I was reading while she loads that, I was reading yesterday that we hire employees for their creativity, not for us to say do this, but rather for them to say, let's do this. So they teach us more of what we should be doing.
You see this guy?
Yeah.
Yes.
You have your Kobe. You have your LeBron James. You have your great superstars that you consider great. This man made the NFL today what it is. This is the man.
Yeah, no. I had Madden.
You know him for the
01.
game.
From the game,
I
that's
had
right.
Madden 22. I got
Madden Live, yep.
Yeah.
Madden was a coach for the Raiders at age 32. And he changed the complexities of football. He had to go up against some of the greatest coaches. Knowles, Laundrie from the Dallas Cowboys, Knowles from the Pittsburgh Steelers, the guy from Kansas City. He won the Super Bowl because what he says is he worked for it. He didn't expect anything of it except that he was going to work as hard as he could to win. And that's the way it should be. You work, you get. You work and don't get, that's okay. You got to work smarter sometimes and harder.
That's what we talked about last night. I said it, but our business is like having a baby. You got to feed it, nurture it, change it, clean it, wash it. When we go to sleep, we close our eyes because Val was saying how you and I never stop working.
Well, you know, it's really funny because a lot of people don't understand what we do either. When you come in here as an intern to learn, and you learn and you see the growth and you stay, then we see you as an employer, an employee. Everything is, you're going to learn what we're going to teach you, but you're going to pick the ingredients. She does a show called Taps.
Right.
But those are her ingredients. You know, we even had her come in here one day to tap dance.
Yes.
Now, the thing about Slick Speaks, when I first met him, Slick Speaks was growing. I remember the day he sat here, he says, wow, people are actually watching my show. You remember that conversation? You were sitting right over there.
No, because I was like, people are actually watching my show.
That's right. So why would you stop?
Oh, because like stuff happens. Like
stuff don't happen.
I'm a deep thinker.
Stuff don't happen.
So
Let me tell you something.
It's not like the factory since it stopped.
This guy here likes to stay a winner. And he felt he was winning. He was on top of the world. So he left it there because he wanted to say, now you see, I feeling good. But instead of striving to feel even better, make it bigger, he stopped at good. He didn't stop at better. And the problem that I have is I've asked every producer in here to do
That's
a
why
show.
we have a new year. New Year's.
That's what we're coming. That's why I asked the question the other day.
Which one?
When you ask and you meet somebody who tells you this is my New Year resolution, and they don't get there, how do you approach that? That was the leading question to this whole conversation you were having.
New Year's resolution? Yeah, we were talking business last night, and it was
Same thing.
interesting to hear Val, who we haven't seen in a long time. She's been working really hard. She's like, I think small talk is dead. I said, we got to bring small talk back to life.
She should change the name from
Yes,
small talk to
agreed.
something else.
Yes.
She should be more animated. But now she has peers. Because some people, you know, John Madden made me, I idolized the man. I did my coaching based on his philosophy. I coached kids based on what I learned from him, watching him. I think that there are more peers in here to learn from. I think that, you know, none of us want to be a role model, but I think that that's a role model over there. This is another one over here. And they make each other better. And everybody should drink the tea. But I've been saying this for 7 years.
You know, we were at the station last night, and you weren't there, and Jody wasn't there, Jamise wasn't there. It was me, Slick, Val, and Dan running. And I looked around, I'm like, wow. I feel like the old lady in the shoe. Like these are all of my children surrounded around me. And it was this unbelievable feeling. You're used to all of that. But we've worked so hard to put shows forward and to train our crew. And I'm thinking you would have been so proud of them. They had Val and Slick.
I was on there.
And Dan was running radio. And I thought, wow, look how far we've all come and how far they've come to be able to run all of these productions flawlessly and be on air. And Val was on air and running board at the same time. So
It can
you
be
would
done.
be really proud of them.
It can be done. I got to tell you, I was watching it at the wedding. I sat in front, and then the table wanted to know what the hell I was watching. And that's another problem because everybody wants to watch.
You would have been very proud of them last night. They did a fantastic job.
I got to tell you, you have to be always better, and you can't stop until it's day to hang up your spikes.
We talked about
that.
We talked about that last night also, how you have to keep going and doing more. And we spent yesterday in here. They were working on pieces. I was cleaning. We were throwing garbage out. I mean, and you walk in today and say, doesn't look any different, which is good that you don't see that it looks any different.
What is it that I'm looking for?
I'm not even gonna
Walk
say.
out this store to game of I Spy. I noticed it right away. And I haven't
He did not
gone
even
back
see
yet.
that.
The game of what?
Wow.
I Spy.
Oh, I didn't go in that direction yet.
He did not even see anything, but it takes a lot of work, so now we know where everything is.
You guys don't understand my mind. That's the problem.
That's true.
I'm not working on today. Today's for me is done. I'm working already on tomorrow, and trying to understand. You know, a lot of people ask me for advice. A lot of people text me. They send me emails. The whole nine. A lot of companies coming that are struggling, and they want to know what they're going to do because now pandemic, and you begin to panic, and you begin to fight ghosts. You know, in the NFL, quarterbacks fight ghosts. They duck even though there's nobody there. And that begins to happen because we are now, what is it, our third trend?
PTSD trauma, yeah.
And what begins to happen is that you start making mistakes because you start seeing things that aren't there. You have to be better you. Today was a good day, tomorrow has to be just a little bit better. And when you do that, now we've been going through this game now, what, 2 years?
Yeah.
2 years?
2 years.
Okay, and you got to keep going, because if you don't keep going and that wave takes you under, you are not going to recuperate. That's the problem. I mean, people don't want to hear that. They want to hear, I'm going to sit like this and pray, and when it's over, I'm going to raise my head. Well, when you raise your head, you're not going to recognize the new world order. And you guys, you laugh at me, but I'm telling you the truth. New world order. And you either got to change with it, or you're going to be fighting ghosts. And if you're fighting ghosts, then somebody's got to come along and sit you down and says, okay, we got to start all over again. You got to be strong and determined to keep going. You get sick, you get better, you come back and you go. You do everything in your power not to get sick. Who the hell wants to be sick? So my New Year's resolution is, here we go again. I want to be bigger. I want to do that TV show we talked about. I want to do the Parker Playhouse. I want to see Alana on Broadway doing tap dance. Slick, I want you to have your own show.
You should have your own shoe line, Slick.
Yeah.
You should.
Should.
Why don't you develop your own shoe line?
Slick shoes.
Slick shoes.
There are people in this studio, and Bailey's one of them, that can design a sneaker in your image.
In your
she can-
image.
in your image.
In my image.
Your
Yeah.
face on your shoes.
Sure, well, I mean, if you want to put your face on your shoes, or be smart about it.
Yeah, do some other graphics too. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. And then let the whirlwinds take it where it goes. Because the one thing I learned 7 years ago is, if you meet the right person at the right time,
Yeah. That's what.
magic.
That's what next
can
year's
happen.
gonna be like for me.
And you
I'm
just,
gonna buy like several rings. Not that expensive though. I'm gonna buy several rings, and it's gonna be just like how you said it.
I think
it's gonna
Slick
be
just woke up.
magical.
I
Good
think,
morning, Slick.
I think Slick wants to be engaged. Can I tell you something? Buy cigar bands.
Really? Cigar ring?
Because if you give a girl a cigar band and she tells you, I love it and I adore you, she's the one.
I just want to I'll probably meet her like at like a bistro or a coffee shop, and it's like, you're the one.
Slick wants to live out a
Feel it.
Hallmark movie.
I feel it.
I agree with you. You should definitely live out a Hallmark movie. There is no doubt.
Would you rather meet somebody who's physically attractive or is spiritually attractive?
Both. Why choose?
Because they say the choice is one or the other.
Can't have it all.
Mm.
Can't have it all.
Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, though.
Yes, but you are filling the blanks. You can get somebody who's spiritually not attractive, and because they're physically attractive, you're going to say, this is the best person in the world, until it wears off, and it's not. So the question stands. Physically attractive, spiritually attractive, which is more for the liking?
I think it changes
Yeah.
as you age. When you're young, you want, oh my God, they're beautiful, they're gorgeous, they're so handsome, and you oversee all the other things because you're young and in lust.
So you like to chip in lust.
Lust.
So lust is an emotion.
When you're young.
Yeah.
How
And
young
then-
is young?
20s.
So
And then
when-
I think as you start,
So when you're a pig at 20, you go after the lust.
and then as you mature and you age, I think people who enter their second marriage look at things differently. Like they want someone that's clean and appealing to the eye.
Or they want clean because after 10 years
But
of
you don't want them to
lustfulness,
smell
you don't
bad.
want, you don't want any more herpes.
Clean and
Gotcha.
appealing to the eye. However, spiritually and a good heart and kindness.
That doesn't
I
start
think
till you're in
takes
your
over.
40s or 50s.
Okay, that's by about your second marriage.
That's why
Or
when you're
third.
20, you get married, all the stupid things happen. I was stupid. I was
Yes.
stupid twice in the 20s.
Yes, when you're 20 and getting married, you get married and you think this is movies, and you realize life is not the movies. So second time around, third time around, I think you
It gets
marry.
worse.
You marry differently, though. I think
Me?
not
Change-
you. You would
I
still
married
marry for
twice.
the model look.
Me? No.
It would
I'd
change.
rather just be blind, not get married anymore.
You're not married for the model look?
What would you go? Purity of heart.
Me? Everything's spiritual now.
I got to tell you, it really to me doesn't matter what the outside looks like anymore. It's what their heart is like. And if you're going into battle every day with somebody, but they happen to be handsomely gorgeous, it's not worth it.
Handsomely gorgeous usually has baggage.
So,
Man, woman, and beast.
That makes me wonder if the guests we talked about a couple weeks ago, if they're coming in or not still.
I got to find out who you mean.
The firemen.
Oh, I haven't heard back from them.
They're turning out a forest fire. Yes. Oh, I got a
I
request.
haven't heard. They were like, "I'm going to call you tomorrow." That was 2 weeks ago.
I got a request, Slick. Fire women contact. I contacted some of those station houses. 12 fire women want to come in. I says, let it cool down a little bit.
Can they bench Slick?
They can bench anybody they want.
But I think it's different. Like you see, your mom is her. I'm sure her choice on her second marriage was different than the first.
I mean, my mom was introduced to Dorian by a friend, and the friend said, I think I might know someone that I could introduce you to. And my mom was like, okay, like, where are we going to meet him? She said, he's my personal trainer. Come work out with me. My mom went, a personal trainer? She's like, no, he has a college degree. Just come with me. She's like, I'll give you a heads up, though. He's bald, he's a bigger guy, and he has tattoos. And my mom was like, what? What are you setting me up with? And then the next day later, she's like, I can't walk because I was trying to, like, my mom doesn't usually go to the gym, but she went with her to work out and meet the trainer. She's like, I can't even sit. I'm so sore. I worked out at the gym. But
And then you told us how he proposed, which is like the most amazing proposal.
well, I also think I embarrassed my mom because I was in high school when they met. I was probably maybe my sophomore year in high school, and my whole life I grew up with just my mom, my brother, and I. It was always just the three of us, and I liked it just like that. We didn't need a guy in the picture. And my mom went on a few dates, but she didn't tell her kids, which I respect. I understand that. But when she first went out to the personal trainer, she didn't tell us that she went and did that. And we had a dance competition that weekend. Well, the friend that invited her to the workout had her old phone number, which was given to me in middle school. So all of a sudden at a dance competition, we're sitting in the theater, row full of kids, and then all the moms were sitting together. And I get this text message that was, hi Marissa, thanks for working out with me the other day. Would like to, see you again another time. And I'm reading this message and it makes no sense to me. So I do what any typical high schooler does. I lean forward and in front of everybody, turned my head down the aisle and was like, Mom, what is this? So
You did that during the competition?
it was in between numbers. It wasn't like during a performance, but I kind of called her out in the middle of the show because I received this.
Protective
random
of your
text.
mom.
Oh yeah.
You would do the same thing to protect your mom.
She doesn't need a guy besides Jesus and God.
And you?
And you?
And myself. And our
If your mother dated
she
somebody,
has enough testosterone in her life.
if your mother dated a man, would you accept him?
There's no need. There's enough
See?
testosterone in her life.
See
That's the
that?
same thing with Linda and Sarah. She didn't like me at the beginning either. She ripped up everything, my clothes. She did my Santa.
It's not like
Claus
we don't
hat.
like the person that. If
No,
she
no,
brings
that's
somebody
pure
in.
hate.
And no, it's just like this guy is gonna see 4 dudes.
So what?
And they're all like
Now they're
6'2".
4 grown men.
4, yeah.
So
Just
what?
4 dudes.
So what?
So are
He ain't dating you
It's
for.
like, those first nerves when like you're dating when you're younger and like the stereotypical meeting the father for the first time who stands in the doorway. It's like that times 4 for that house.
No, I can't even imagine how your mom.
You
She's
gotta-
like the queen.
You got to make the kids love you and push the person to the side. They did enough married women with children to experience that.
Would you marry differently now?
Differently how? Not do
Would
it.
you?
How different is that for you? You like that different?
True. What you look for in a woman now, is it different?
It doesn't matter what you look for in people right now because tomorrow they're going to be a different person. Everybody changes.
Everybody has changed during this situation.
That's why spirituality you can't change. You either in or you out. Either you have it or you don't. You want to be nice to people or you don't. If you don't want to be nice to people, you ain't never going to be nice to people. It don't matter what Freddie does. Does it? I don't make you or break you.
I see you're as happy as ever.
I'm just being a realist. Listen, I was married 5 years and I was married 17 years. I have 2
Great
children.
kids. Great
I got
sons.
3 grandkids. And the bottom line is I've always been dad first, friend second. And I try to be as supportive as I can to their spouses. And we don't necessarily see eye to eye. I just have my beliefs and the way I do things. But as testament to all of you in here, I don't ask you to do anything that I wouldn't do.
That is true. You
So-
would do it all. And it took 3 of us last night to do what you want to do. And
But
you
I-
do this every day.
But I've been doing
And
it
he's
for
still
15
tired.
years.
And I went home last night.
And you're up like you're going.
I went home last night, I took a shower, I ate dinner, and I went to bed. Chuck's like, are you even going to eat dinner? I don't even know. I was so tired yesterday. We worked hard here yesterday. I was like, oh my God. We forgot the vacuum. It's still here.
But you got to remember, I've been doing it a long time, guys. I've been doing it almost 15 years. I've been doing boards forever.
And these were your clients. These weren't like our clients that know everybody here. So it was a whole nother level of, we had to get it right for you. So that was a whole nother level of stressors.
And I was looking and I said, she hit the marks. All the marks were hit, which were nice. But in this business, and that's it, yesterday's done. You don't get the pat on the back. Nobody comes up to you and says, boy, you're a superstar because of yesterday. It doesn't work that way.
Dan walks in, he goes, how many commercials? And Marcia goes, on the quarter. I go, that will be 4. And she goes, no, we're not doing 4. I'm like, all right, we'll do 3. At the end of the show, Dan walks in, he goes, so Dawn, 4? Or with her 4 commercials, because Marcia did the whole show on her own last night.
Again, I've never seen her do that.
So that I hadn't either, and I'm there with you every Tuesday night.
I've never seen her do that.
So she did 45 minutes of year in review is what everybody's doing, and recap of what it's like. So she writes poems really well. It makes you think about. I always like Marcia's show because she makes you think about things you don't think about on a different perspective.
And she went through some personal.
And one of her poems was about grace, and grace being how you walk through life in grace. And then it was in the point of view of this woman whose name was Grace and her husband who was married to Grace, and it was all about grace. So it was interesting.
You try to do things differently. I think that Alana, is that her? Alana,
Taps, yes.
Alana does a host on Monday nights, and we talked about this, and she says, I don't know how you're going to keep changing it. But what you do is you go within the person who's doing the show and let them change it. You add bullet points and you go in that way. And she will get better at the interviewing so that, like you and I do a show, we had all these questions. When you did it, you asked maybe 2 questions and the rest was row. Which you have to learn how to do in this business. He has to learn how to do it as well. Asking a question, getting an answer is study step. What you want to do is you want to get into a conversation and let that one question linger on and on and on. It's a business. It ain't checkers, like we always say. It's a business, but you guys are way above.
Well, some of it's business. Some of it, I love the stories, and I love Marcia's stories and the people she interviews because it makes
good at it.
Because she gives you that personal touch.
You see, but they don't know Marcia. Marcia was somebody in Boca 8 years ago doing lunch and learns. Marcia used to gather hundreds of people a week. She was the #1 person for Art in Court.
But she makes you think. Her stories and her interviewers, because your parents may not have dementia or being in care, but maybe your grandparents. But it makes you think. And her poem was she did 45 minutes of poems last night, and some of them just make you think about when it's as you age, and it's this woman who has dementia. And her heart of stone, but her heart wasn't always like that. At one point, she was young, and she got married, and she married the love of her life, and had children, and raised them, and vibrant, and then her kids grew up, and then she had grandchildren, and then her husband died, and what that felt like. And the point was, don't ever forget what she was when she was 20, and people seem to forget the elderly. So it makes you think, because as my parents age, right, we think differently. As everyone's grandparents age, their perspective on grandparents is the same as our perspective on parents. So it makes you think. She always gives you that human touch. Jordana did a great show about a year in review, reviewing your business, different take, and Slick and Val did a great show on business, reviewing what they want to do. You'll have to listen to it.
I couldn't hear it because of the people around me, but you look very buff.
You look buff.
I tried to.
That's Kenny Love.
So I guess I did reach my goal for this year.
You look buff?
Yeah.
Well, you did gain a little buffness.
Yeah, I gained some weight. I used to be skinnier than this.
You look more manly.
Yeah.
You look more manly man.
Manly man. I like that.
Yeah, because before he was like...
I got to tell you, Slick and Dan, they stayed with me and Val last night through the whole thing. They waited for us to upload. No one left. You would be proud of your guys.
Why didn't you tell me just...
That wasn't the point. The point was you had 2 guys.
But I don't know, how long were you there till?
About 8:20.
Manly men.
But they did a great job.
They did do a great job.
They took good care of us.
And the amazing thing is, I didn't think Slick was going to be there because he said he took a job.
Canceled his shift.
See what happened? I took a shift, being that I thought my job did a discrepancy. When Dawn told me about the 28th, it was the 28th. I already took that day off. the same day. So me thinking that was a discrepancy, I took a shift from somebody, and I'm like, no, I'm actually not taking that shift. So when you did leave for your rave yesterday, I had everything handled.
Meanwhile, Dan wiped out in some black ice. He needs to go to the hospital because I think he might have broken his foot
I think he
or
broke
both.
his
Dan who?
ankle. Yeah, Dan.
Monahan.
Yeah.
His
Slipped
feet are
on-
like this.
He slipped
He's
on black
oh,
ice.
up in Boston.
Yeah,
It's fractured.
yeah. And
Gotta
needs to
elevate
go
and
to
put
the-
We're
ice
not
on
sure
it,
which
wrap
one
it.
is fractured because they both look crappy.
Correct, and he didn't tell me.
He fell on both of them.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, he snapped
It's like
something.
right. One ankle was swollen, and the other one,
And
he
he
said
was
you
like,
you
I
can
can
hear
hear
the
the bone.
bones clicking and grinding.
Yeah.
He should go to
He's
the
gonna
hospital.
pop it if he doesn't stay off it.
He's like, I don't want to go. I don't want to have a boot. I mean, I'd rather have a boot than.
Yeah, and you rather
Lose
break
a
it and
foot.
then they're gonna put him in a cast. Forget about the boot.
Oh my gosh.
I have a new one for you guys.
But
What do you
yeah,
got?
Oh my goodness.
Why was
6 Afraid of 9
Oh
on
my
New Year's
God.
Eve.
Oh my god. Oh my.
You know
God.
this one?
because 7? Yes, I know it.
You know it?
Why was 6 afraid of 9?
Because 8
7, 8, 9.
took because 7 was eaten by 8.
Because 9 ate 7.
Oh. Somebody ate somebody. You know that is a
You tried hard.
Oh my god.
you know not for
It-
nothing,
it
but that's a
flipped it for
that,
New
It
Year's.
flipped it. I never.
9, 8, 7.
Counting down. What are you doing for New Year's?
Staying home and staying safe.
yeah. I decided I'm staying home too.
Same. Yeah, I'm saying.
Do you do any special New Year's countdown traditions? I know sometimes my mom is crazy. She tries to find something to do that's new for good luck. Some cultures, you eat 12 grapes, or you wear certain color
Yeah,
underwear,
done all
or
that.
you're not allowed to eat certain foods.
Yeah,
do you
done
do
all that.
anything
I did all
special?
that in the past.
Yeah. Wait, what is it? Us Haitians, I gave you the soup last year. We make a soup
Soup was
for
good.
the New Year.
You think it was no soup?
Yeah, he brought in the
Yeah,
soup that
it's
his
a
mom
soup.
made.
It's called soup jumu. For like
So
a
you
good-
bring it this year?
Yeah, I bring it in.
Is
yeah.
it like a chicken noodle? What kind of a soup?
It's chicken, noodle, yams. It has a lot of
For
stuff.
Miss
in it.
America,
like-
it's mac and
it's like
cheese.
Sapone. So let me ask you a question. What day are you bringing it? Because Miss America's not here Friday.
Tomorrow.
I can't bring
You have to bring it tomorrow.
They haven't made. Yeah, I haven't. They haven't
Miss
started
America
making it.
misses out again?
Monday.
They haven't made. I'll bring it.
You miss out again?
Yeah, I mean.
Always.
We were talking yesterday that when you become Miss America and they look at you for a role model in health and fitness and what do you eat in your day? I can't wait to see that menu get unveiled.
I can't wait till you lie. Oh, I ate veggies.
I can't wait. We were talking yesterday. We can't wait to see our future Miss Florida's menu of choice for young girls as a role model.
I eat 5 vegetables.
That's
What 5?
hilarious.
What 5?
Yeah.
The 5
Lettuce.
in her hand.
Lettuce, corn, cucumbers.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
You don't eat any.
Tomatoes? Yes, I do.
I eat ketchup.
That's not a vegetable.
Edamame. I eat soybeans.
Soybeans,
Edamame. That's
which
the
is
only
good.
beans I'll eat.
Edamame's those little green things.
Yes.
Yes.
Pea
They
pods.
gave that yesterday at the wedding.
They're very healthy for you.
Pea
In some
pods.
kind of whites. No,
But
it's
I
not
don't like
pea
black
pods.
beans or any other kind of beans, only edamames.
Edamames are like pea pods.
You know, where the Chinese put salt and stuff in them? Oh, I love those. Those are delicious. I eat that. I eat tomatoes. I eat lettuce. I eat spinach.
No spinach.
Raw spinach. I mean, like Popeye the Sailor Man.
Really? Let's see those muscles. Yeah, Triple J was in yesterday. I said, Alana wants us to line this shelf. She was in where we need a bin for food. And, your food was the topic of where do we put all of the food.
Triple J can't even reach the bin.
She's adorable, Triple J.
She didn't ask for my hot chocolate?
She did a commercial the other day, a 3-day shoot for men's grooming products.
Really?
Yep.
Where?
Where was it, Miami? I don't know where she did it.
Does she have a cut of it?
Last week.
She
She have a
doesn't
cut?
of it. She's waiting for a cut of it.
She's an impressive kid.
By this.
Microphone slip.
Yeah?
It's by these
You,
people.
oh, you got the company?
Yeah.
You're not following.
No, I'm not following them.
Well, follow them.
So it was interesting.
Follow
I
it.
follow Jess. I'm not following.
Follow them.
For what?
Maybe a call out. They have people. I follow everybody.
She's funny though, Jess. She's got a cute sense of humor.
She
It's
does.
nice when the crew comes in and we actually get to learn a little bit more about them because sometimes they come in when we're on air and then they leave and we're on air. We never get to learn anything about them.
Do you
But little by
know-
little, I'm learning about her.
Do you know the picture of the year was her and Big John?
Oh, you haven't heard the story of the year.
What's the
We'll fill
story?
you in when we're not on air.
With Big John?
Oh, no.
With her?
Another one of our producers, yeah.
Another producer?
You look confused because you know the story. One of our other producers, they were working on a short film together, and he asked her if she
my God.
was single. Yeah, a producer that you would be shocked at. That's all I can tell you. Shocked, I tell you.
She
But
asked,
I'm gonna have that same energy next year. So I'm just like, you know, I'm
the
trying
other
one more
producer asked
year.
if he was single?
Just one
Asked
more
if she
year.
was single.
He asked somebody if she was single?
It wasn't Slick.
It
wasn't Slick?
RK?
Not me.
It wasn't me.
Oh,
You got
yeah.
about 13 more to
But-
choose from.
This is juicy.
I'm gonna keep that same energy that he had. Okay?
Well, why
Even
did he
if
ask
I'm
if she was
fine.
single?
Did you witness this?
No, I
Because
didn't.
he
She
wanted
told
to
me,
take
like,
her out.
I know who it
would've
is.
never thought.
It's Dan.
No.
And who's the girl is the problem.
I think I know who the girl would be, but I don't know who the guy
I don't know who the guy is. If it's not Dan, there's not many guys in here.
There's a lot of guys. They just don't show
Does it
up.
start with an S?
Nope.
Start with a J.
No, not
Nope.
the guy, the girl.
Nope.
The guy, J.
Sounds like the guy, no. He thought he was going to get a twofer on that one. He had a double shot on the J.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap this up. Look at it, they're getting all
Yes,
juicy.
yes.
We got Shelly Sweet Shells coming in today. We're continuing our Jingle Jam, and we've got Puerto Rican food truck for you.
Oh, they're
They'll
gonna be
be-
outside.
I don't have to bring it. I guess the truck will be outside.
Yeah.
Can't bring it in. So we'll see. I don't have to bring in the truck or just their car, but they have their
What's
truck
the name
out
of
in
the
different
company?
parts. Wanda's Kitchen.
Wanda's Kitchen.
More to come.
More
All
to
right,
come.
have a great morning, everyone. Stay safe, be kind to each other, and we will see you 12 o'clock.
Don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the morning show. As I go now to fill my mug, which is completely empty, I'm coffee out.
Your cup runneth over.
No,
Have
company dry.
a great morning, everyone. Stay safe, be kind to each other. Tune in for all of our other morning shows coming from Ant Media Productions, and then our afternoon show at 12 o'clock.
And always join us for more fun and laughs, because you know your day starts when you smile.
Have a great morning, and we'll see you in a little bit.
And don't be late.